Yo, what's up YouTube? Today I'm going to show you the 6 best retakes to get your mechanics going from terrible to amazing. Before we start, I'd like to say thank you so much for 300 subscribers, as it really means a lot. And as always, if you do enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing, as it helps me out a lot. With everything all said and done, let's get into the retakes. So the first retake is definitely the most easiest, but probably the most important. This retake helps start most other retakes there is. So if there's one thing you learn from this video, please let it be this retake. This retake's really good for keeping one side of you covered whilst also getting high ground. To do this retake, you place a stair and drag walls around. You then place another stair and edit through. Make sure when you learn this retake to do it on both sides, because you never know where your opponent's going to be. Here's a couple in slow motion so you can completely understand this retake, as it's so important. Now this is what it looks like in a bit of a free build. Retake number 2 is again really simple and easy, but if you're a beginner, this will give you a massive advantage against your friends. It's incredibly easy to learn, but you still see your top pros using this retake in some form. You start off by double editing, then following along with a ramp 4 ramp. Once you start doing it, it honestly does not take long to learn. So don't get frustrated and give up, just keep trying it. Here's a couple more of these retakes in slow motion. I also need to mention that I'm going through these retakes very quickly. It doesn't matter how long it takes you, as long as you keep trying, you will learn them and perfect them. This is this retake and a bit of the other one in a free build. Moving on to retake number 3, it's very similar to the first one, but a little bit harder. Before you start this retake, I recommend you completely master the first one, as you're really going to need it in this retake. As you can see here, you start off by doing the first retake, but flipping your ramp instead of editing it out. You could even do this retake as some sort of infinite 90, and this is really good for taking height. Here's one of these retakes in slow motion, so if you're struggling, just play this one back. Here's this retake in free build. It's honestly got to be one of my favourites, to be honest. Moving on to retake number 4, it's a cone flip. Now these have got to be my favourite, because they're so effective but also so flashy. Here's a couple being shown step by step. You've probably seen pros use this retake before, which goes to show how good it is. This is what it looks like in slow motion. You can see you double edit, reset it, flip it, and then catch it with a wall and a cone. Now this sounds complicated, but trust me, it's not that hard. This is the retake in a free build. Now you might be able to see why it's my favourite. Retake number 5, where the retakes start to get a little bit harder. You can see this retake you start by using the first retake, which just goes to show how important that retake is. This is the retake broken down. So you do the first retake, ramp up, drag cones around, land on a ramp, and do a simple side jump to finish it. Here's a slow motion of this retake. This one will take longer to learn, so don't worry, don't get frustrated. The final retake is more flashy than effective. You may have seen Polarized do this one, and if so, this is how you do it. This is the retake in slow motion. You can see it's a bit more difficult, so I wouldn't try this one if you're a beginner. There are all the retakes for today. If this video did help you out, please consider liking and subscribing, as it helps me out a ton. Let me know if you want to see more tutorials like this by dropping a comment, and I guess I'll see you in the next video.